Welcome back to BTN Live. We're getting ready for a big sweatpants Saturday. We have 7 games going on across the Big Ten. So let's bring in former Maryland head coach Gary Williams to talk a little bit about some of these really big games. Gary, there's a pretty big one going on with the Crossroads Classics. You have Purdue and Indiana taking on some in-state rivals. What have you seen from the Boilermakers and the Hoosiers so far this season?
Well, the state of Indiana really has great teams this year with Indiana, Purdue, and Notre Dame. Purdue has a chance to be one of the outstanding teams this year. I think a big key for Purdue will be the ability of their big people to stay on the court, not get in foul trouble against teams like Notre Dame that really go after inside guys to try to get them in foul trouble. I believe Notre Dame is shooting 86% from the free throw line, so they want to shoot as many fouls as possible. So that's one thing Purdue has to watch. The other thing is to make sure that their guards do a good job of shooting the ball when they're open from the perimeter, so that Notre Dame has to respect the perimeter game, so that the inside players that can really score for Purdue can get the ball a little easier, get to the rim without a whole lot of help and double teaming. So it's really going to be an interesting game.
Let's switch to your Terps. Maryland off to an 11-1 start so far this season. What have you seen from them so far, and are you at all surprised that they're not ranked yet?
Well, they lost 4 starters last year. Melo Trimble coming back certainly was a big thing for Maryland this year. He's already won games for them down the stretch, which he's known for now. He does a great job at the end of games. He makes free throws. He'll hit big shots, and he's really done a great job of the leadership, which they need. They're young. They've tried different combinations. The problem is they don't have a signature win. If you wanted to point to one thing that is a reason they're not ranked with their record, it's because of not having a signature win, and it looks like that can't happen until they get into the Big Ten season.
You touched on Melo, but I want to go back to him a little bit. His stats, for the most part, are up this season. What have you been able to see from him so far, and how much further does he have to go before you really think he's reached his potential?
What he has to prove, and he doesn't have to prove a lot because he's had a great college career, and it's really unfortunate sometimes that everything's judged on can he make it to the NBA, things like that, because he is a great college player. He's won a ton of games for the University of Maryland and will continue to do so this year. He went into the Chicago pre-draft and decided to come back, and I thought that was a very mature move because that's hard to do for a player. It's hard to say, well, you know, it's not the right year for the NBA. Well, what he's doing, he's proving he can play the point guard position, but he's also been an outstanding shooter this year. With Cowan in the lineup, they've been able to play Melo off the ball a little bit this year. And so I think he's proven some things, but at the end of the game, he's still the guy with the ball that's going to make the big plays for Maryland. And I think if I'm looking at that, that's the maturity level that you want to see from a junior in college now.
All right, Gary Williams, former Maryland head coach, thank you so much for joining us to talk a little bit about hoops.
Jillian, thanks. Enjoyed it.